no purport or a very short purport. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottanam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Dhyamudiyayat. Nastvesya Bhadrasu Nityam Bharata Sevya Bharvatu Tamaslakya Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Tusa Patosha Santosa Patra Shantir Idaspati Itma Kavir Vibhusvana Sudevorochano Tvitat. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The 12 boys born of Jakhya and Dakshina were named Tosha, Pratosh, Santosh, Bhadrashanti, Idaspati, Itma, Kavi, Vibhu, Svaha, Sudeva, and Rochan. So that was a verse we read yesterday with the purple. Yeah, and now we continue. Yeah, this was the verse we read yesterday, but we can repeat it. Tushita nama te deve asan svayam bhuvantare Marichimishra Rishayo Jahyasura Gunashvara. During the time of Svambhuva Manu, these sons all became demigods, collectively named Tushitas. Marichi became the head of the 7 rishis, and Jahya became the king of the demigods Indra. So we discussed this short purport yesterday. We continue. Priyavrato tanapada nanuputra mahayasa tatputra patra naptrinam anuvritam tadantaram. Swayambhuva Manu's 2 sons, Priyavrata and Uttanapad, became very powerful kings, and their sons and grandsons spread all over the 3 worlds during that period. Text 10. Devahutim adatata kardamayatmajam manu tat sambandhi shruta prayam bhavata gatato mama. My dear son, Svambhuva Manu handed over his very dear daughter, devotee to Kardama Muni. I have already spoken to you about them, and you have heard about them almost in full. 11. Dakshaya Brahmaputraya Pashutim Bhagavan Manu Prayatshayat Krita Sargas Trilokyam Vitato Mahan. Svambhuva Manu handed over his daughter Pashuti to the son of Brahma named Daksha, who was also one of the progenitors of the living entities. The descendants of Daksha are spread throughout the 3 worlds. Text 12. Ya Kardama Sutta Pokta Navabrahmashi Patnayam Dasham Pashuti Pasavam Poksyamanam Nibhutame. You have already been informed about the 9 daughters of Kardama Muni, who were handed over to 9 different sages. I shall now describe the descendants of those 9 daughters. Please hear from me. This is a short 1 line Purport. The third canto is already described how Kardama Muni begot 9 daughters in Devahuti, and how all the daughters were later handed over to the great sages like Marichi, Atri, and Vashishta. Patni Marichastu Kala, Susave Kartamat Madmaja, Kasyapam Purnimanam Cha, Yachur Apuritam Jagat. Karnamuni's daughter, Kala, who was married to Marichi, gave birth to 2 children, whose names were Kashyapa and Purnima. Their descendants are spread all over the world. 14. Purnima Sutta Virajam Vishvagam Saparam Tapam Divakulam Hare Pada Sauchayat Butsarit Divaha. My dear Vidura, of the 2 sons Kashyapa Muni, Purnima begot 3 children named Viraja, Vishvaga, and Devakulya. Of these 3, Devakulya was the water which washed the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, and which later on transformed into the Ganges of the heavenly planets. There is a short purport here. Of the 2 sons of Kashyapa and Purnima, here in Purnima's descendants are described. An elaborate description of these descendants will be given in the 6th canto. It is also understood herein that Devakulya is the presiding deity of the river Ganges, which comes down from the heavenly planets to this planet and is accepted to be sanctified because he touched the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 15. This verse we will discuss in more detail. Atre patni anasuya trin Sachye suyasa sutam Dattam durva vasam samam Atmesha Brahma Sambhavam. Anasuya, the wife of Atri Muni, gave birth to 3 very famous sons, Soma, Dattatreya, and Durvasa, who were partial representations of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma. Soma was a partial representation of Lord Brahma. Dattatreya was a partial representation of Lord Vishnu, and Durvasa was a partial representation of Lord Shiva. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. In this verse we find the words of Atma Isha Brahma Sambhavan. Atma means the super soul of Vishnu, Isha means Lord Shiva, and Brahma means the 4-headed Lord Brahma. The 3 sons born of Anasuya, Dattatreya, Durvas, and Soma were born as partial representation of these 3 demigods. Atma is not in the category of the demigods or living entities because he is Vishnu, therefore he is described as Vibhinamsha Bhutanam, the super soul. Vishnu is a seed-giving father of all living entities, including Brahma and Lord Shiva. Another meaning of the word Atma may be accepted in this way: the principle who is the super soul in every Atma, or one may say the soul of everyone became manifested as Dattatreya, because the word Amsa, part and parcel, is used here. In Bhagavad Gita, the individual souls are also described as parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or super soul. So why not accept that Dattatreya was one of those parts? Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are also described here as parts, so why not accept all of them as ordinary individual souls? The answer is that the manifestation of Vishnu and those of the ordinary living entities are certainly all part and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and no one is equal to him. But among the parts and parcels, there are different categories. In the Vara Purana, it is very nicely explained that some of the parts are swamsa and some are vibhinamsa. Vibhinamsa parts are called jivas, and swamsa parts are in the Vishnu category. In the Jiva category, the vibhinamsa parts and parcels, there are also gradations. That is explained in the Vishnu Purana, where it is clearly stated that the individual part and parcels of the Supreme Lord are subject to being covered by the external energy called illusion or Maya. Such individual parts and parcels who can travel to any part of the Lord's creation are called Sarvagata and are suffering the pangs of material existence. They are proportionally freed from the coverings of ignorance under material existence according to different levels of work and under different influence of the material modes of nature. For example, the suffering of Jivas situated in the mode of goodness are less than those of Jivas situated in the mode of ignorance. Pure Krishna consciousness, however, is the birthright of all living entities, because every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The consciousness of the Lord is also part and parcel, and according to the proportion to which that consciousness is cleared of material dirt, living entities are differently situated. In the Vedanta Sutra, the living entities of different gradation are compared to candles or lamps with different candle power. For example, some electric bulbs have the power of 1000 candles, and some have the power of 500 candles. Some have the power of 100 candles, and some 50 candles, and etc. But all electric bulbs have light. Light is present in every bulb, but the gradation of light are different. That similarly, there are gradations of Brahman. The Vishnu Swamsa expansions of the Supreme Lord is different from Vishnu forms, are like lamps. Lord Shiva is also like a lamp, and the supreme candle power, or the 100% light, is Krishna. The Vishnu Tattva has 94%, the Shiva Tattva 84%, Lord Brahma has 78%. And the living entity are also like Brahma, but in the conditioned state their power is still more dim. There are gradations of Brahman, and no one can deny this fact. Therefore, the words Atmesha Brahma Sambhavan indicate that Dattatreya was directly part and parcel of Vishnu, whereas Durvas and Soma were parts of Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Om Jnana Timrandasya Shanansalan Shanaka Shakshvan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Chitanya Manobistam Staptam Yena Bhutalisvam Upgadamyam Dadansi Svapadantikam Vandeham Shigu Shiyuda Patakam Nam Shigam Vaishnavamsha Shirupam Jagajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jatpate Gopesha Gopka Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kansana Ganki Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhana Sutta Devi Pranamama Hari Priya Pankha Kalpto Visha Kripa Sindhu Visha Padma Pavan Vyo Vaishnavya Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vinaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastaya Bhutali Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswata Devi Gauravani Pachani Nirvishesha Sinyavadi Paskachari Dasatani. Srila Prabhupada ki. So here we have the pastime of Anasuya, the wife of Atri Muni. She gave birth to 3 sons, Soma, Dattatreya, and Uvas. But yes, that how is that? What is the story behind this? Anasuya was the wife of a great sage, Atri Muni, one of the Saptarishis, the 7 sages. She was renowned for her chastity, Pavivrata Dharma, and deep devotion to her husband. Her purity and devotion were so powerful that she could perform miracles simply through her ascetic merit. Once the divine trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, decided to test Anasuya's chastity. They were sent by their wives, Saraswati, so the wife of Brahma is Saraswati, Vishnu, Lakshmi, and Shiva's wife Parvati. They had heard of Anasuya's supreme devotion, and they wanted to confirm her greatness. Disguising themselves as wandering sages, the 3 personalities, Brahma, then of course the Supreme Lord Vishnu and Shiva, they approached Anasuya at her hermitage, and the sage Atri was in deep meditation. So they asked her for alms, but with a special condition. She must serve them food without wearing any clothes. This was a test to see if she would waver in her virtue. Undeterred, Anasuya used her spiritual power, her mystic power, and transformed the 3 sages into innocent infants. She then fed them as a mother, and so by that fulfilling their requests and while maintaining her chastity. So that astonished demigods. So realizing Anasuya's purity, Brahma, Law, Shiva, and Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, they revealed themselves, they offered a boon, and she wished them, she wished that Brahma, Lord Vishnu and Shiva would incarnate as her children. And as a result, Dattatreya was born, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, the Vase, an incarnation of Lord Shiva. So Vase is famous for his intense austerities and his unpredictable temper. Dattatreya is an incarnation of Vishnu. A great yogi and an avadhuta known for his teachings of self-realization. And Soma Chandra is an incarnation of Brahma, associated with the moon and wisdom. So by that, that is the story behind Anasuya. But now in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he speaks about the different incarnations that there are, because from Lord Krishna comes Balaram, and from Balaram comes then incarnations. Two kinds, Svamsa and Vibhinamsa. Vibhinamsa are the living entities. And Svamsa are the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these Vishnu incarnations. Prabhupada writes, so Krishna is 100% lamp, he says, because he has 64 qualities, which are described in Nectar of Devotion. The 64 qualities are described in detail. And Krishna has 4 unique qualities. Also Brahma, also Balaram has them. They are equal. Has the same, So these 4 qualities of Krishna is Lila Madhurya. He exhibits numerous wonderful pastimes for the pleasure of his devotees. Bhakta-Madhurya, he interacts with his devotees in intimate ways. Venu-Madhurya, he plays a divine flute, attracting all souls. And Rupa-Madhurya, he has an incomparable, beautiful form. But then the Vishnu incarnations, the Vishnu Tattvas, also the Lord Vishnu, who is in this world, they have 60 qualities. So Krishna is 100%, 64 qualities, 60 qualities. So then if we take 64 as 100%, 64 would be 92. So the Vishnu Tattva incarnations, they have 92% of Krishna's power. They don't have these 4 specific qualities that Krishna has. And then further you have Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has 60 qualities. 60 qualities. They are mentioned in the nectar of the, I'm sorry, Lord Shiva has 55 qualities. Lord Vishnu has 60. Yes, 55. He has 5 qualities less than the Vishnu Tattva. So Shiva Tattva is very special. It's not Vishnu Tattva, it's not an ordinary human being. It's Krishna in contact with the material energy. Srila Prabhupada said, like milk is transformed by curd into curd by adding an acid. So it's like the Supreme Lord coming in contact with material nature is Lord Shiva, and he has 55 qualities. Now there was a discussion amongst the devotees about the position of Lord Shiva, and they came to Prabhupada and said, "Is Shiva equal to Krishna?" They asked Prabhupada, and Prabhupada smiled and explained, although Shiva is Krishna, but in one sense is not Krishna. He gave the example how curd comes from milk. In that sense, it's not different from milk, but it's not the same as milk. But they kept pressing their point, and Prabhupada finally said, "No, Lord Shiva cannot give you liberation. So only Vishnu Tattva can give liberation." So 55 qualities. And the living entity has 50 qualities, but the demigods have these 50 qualities in a higher degree. And the living entity has this in in a minor degree. That it is important to understand this, that because if we chant a holy name, then we must avoid the second offense. Second offense is thinking that the names of Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva are on the same level as Lord Vishnu. So they are not on the same level. That because in this world we are all conditioned souls. Also, Lord Brahma is a conditioned soul, but is the least conditions. That is still under the modes. So that is because every living entity in this world is Nitya Bodham. Nitya Bodha means eternal conditioned. It means it's too long away. We cannot trace back our history of becoming conditioned. So that's an important point if we understand how, if we understand properly the situation of the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, if we understand their position, then we chant in knowledge. The Brahmavadis, they don't know that. They don't know who is supreme. That they are not like the Mayavadis who say that Krishna has a body made of material energy, which is very offensive. But no, they just don't know who is supreme, and the sages came together and were discussing that, and they said to Lord, to Brahmani, you do a test. So Brahmani went first to his father, Brahma, and when he entered his father, it did not offer obeisances, and his father became angry. So he understood, he's not supreme, because he's subject to his anger. And then he came to Lord Shiva. When Lord Shiva saw Brahmani, he wanted to embrace him out of affection. Brahmani said, "Don't touch me. You are living at the crematorium. It's all dirty." And Lord Shiva became very angry and wanted to kill him. But Parvati said, "It's your brother. You should not forgive him." And then he went to Lord Vishnu. And immediately when he came to Lord Vishnu, he put his feet on his breast. But what's offensive, and Lord Vishnu said, "Oh, Brahmani, I hope you didn't hurt your feet." So he didn't take any offense. But of course, Lakshmi did. And since then, all the Brahmins are very poor, mostly. So by that he found out that Vishnu is supreme. But we don't have to do that test. It's all in the scriptures. So this is what I could say on this verse. There's much more to say, but our time is up. If someone has some question or some comment, please. Okay. Thank you very much. I wish you a nice day and look forward to serve you again in the near future. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for enlivening us in the last few days. And we also look forward for your future visit here in coming future.
Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada.
We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead, and we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम
हरे
राम
राम
राम राम हरे हरे,
राम राम हरे
हरे
हरे,
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण हरे
कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम
हरे
राम
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 हरे
हरे हरे,
राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण,
राम
हरे
राम
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 हरे
हरे
राम
हरे।
हरे राम।
श्री नृसिंह जय नृसिंह जय जय नृसिंह प्रहलादेश जय पद्म मुख पद्म भृंगम, उग्रवीरं
प्रवीरं
महावीरं
महाविष्णु ज्वलन्तं
सर्वतोमुखं
शक्तोपं
नरसिंहं
नरसिंहं
विष्णुं
कृष्णं भद्रं
नमामि
मृत्युमृत्युं
हम।
नमाम्यहम्।
नरसिंह भगवान की जय,
की
प्रहलाद
जय
महाराज की जय।
जय।
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Mancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा
sindhubhayavacha
सिन्धुभ्यश्च च पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
नमो
नमः।
नमः। वैष्णववृंद की
की
जय,
जय
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय,
की जय
शिला प्रभुपाद की
की
जय,
जय।
और प्रेमानंदे हरि
हरि हरि हरि
बोल।
बोल। थैंक यू एवरीबॉडी। हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण।